So Formula One testing has come to an end for 2018. The cars will now go back to the factories, be rebuilt and shipped out to Australia for the first round. I went down to Barcelona to see the cars testing and caught up with two of our Formula One experts, Ed Straw and Giorgio Piola, to find out who's hot and who's not.
It's no surprise that Mercedes, the dominant force of the past few years, has started 2018 looking very, very strong. The car's an evolution, but they've done a lot of work on it. There's some big steps, and overall that adds up to a formidable package. It's going to be the one to beat this year.
No big surprise in Mercedes because the car was already fantastic last year. Big evolution again, a lot of little details, and it's already nearly the car that we'll see in Melbourne. Last year Ferrari was the big revolution, the big surprise of the season. This year they made a longer car, also to compensate the handicap of the center of gravity given higher to the halo.
Well, Ferrari's performance last year was impressive, but it needs to make big gains this year to be able to beat Mercedes week in, week out and challenge for the championship. I think we've yet to see in testing whether they've really got on top of the changes they've made, and I think they've got a little bit of work to do to be there in Melbourne. Right from the first day of testing, even in cold conditions, the Red Bull has looked like an extremely good car. It does what the driver wants, it's good under braking, good on turning, good on corner exit, and the only question mark really is the Renault power unit. Could be the best chassis, maybe not the best engine.
I do expect Red Bull to be very, very strong in this season, the real competitor for Mercedes. The aerodynamic package is completely different from all the other cars, and Adrian Newey put a lot of effort in this car. We expect a lot from Renault. The car seems to be very good on the track, some new idea like the blowing exhaust on the rear wing.
Renault finished last season as the fourth fastest car, and it needs to be that consistently this year. They've taken a good step. This is a team on the up, but let's not get too overexcited about them. This is a year of transition, of evolution for them. They're going to be a championship contender a few years down the line. That's looking good so far.
Unfortunately, what we saw in the testing for India is not completely the new car that we'd expect for the season, but the car seems to be very strong as usual. It's a very good team in the middle field.
Force India is one of those teams you can never underestimate. The cars look solid in testing. There is a big step of about half a second to come from Melbourne, but the real strength of this team is its effectiveness in getting the most out of the car, race strategy, so they're going to be a formidable competitor. Testing has been troubling for McLaren. They've had too many stoppages. Reliability is a concern. However, the car, when it works, looks pretty promising. It's got reasonable pace. It doesn't look like it's up there with the top three, but it certainly could be the car that, if it's reliable, is able to deliver McLaren to, say, fourth in the championship.
Honestly, I was expecting more from McLaren, especially from the first testing. A lot of trouble from the reliability point of view, a good aerodynamic package, but we have to see again the consistency of the car.
Williams has got a transformed car this year, a lot of aerodynamic detail, very, very aggressive. The real question from what we've seen in testing is, has it overreached itself?
Paddy Lowe made an extreme car on the Williams. The aerodynamic, the shape, the chassis, everything is on the limit, and we expect a lot from this team that last year was a disillusion.
The car that Haas launched for this year didn't look spectacular, it wasn't a big step, but what we've seen in testing is it does seem to work. So I'm expecting a relatively good start to the season for Haas. Can they bank points early on while other teams are getting on top of their package?
Haas, the third team with a Ferrari engine, this year made again a very reliable car, but doesn't seem to be incredibly fast. They have to open reliability to reach some points. Toro Rosso made a reliable, strong car to run the Honda engine that last year was the biggest flop of the season.
This year's a huge opportunity for Toro Rosso. It's a works team for the first time. Honda and McLaren had their troubles, but Toro Rosso seems to be talking well with Honda. It's going to be a long journey, but they've got a solid foundation to build from. Sauber's had a big step forward in terms of aerodynamic complexity this year, but from what we've seen on track so far, there are some question marks about whether the package is really working. This is first year with Alfa Romeo, Ferrari up-to-date engine, so I think if this car can be a consistent points challenger, they'll be very, very happy.
It's nice to see again Alfa Romeo car on the track, even if the engine is a Ferrari engine. The car seems to be a big step forward compared to last year's car.